Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Now. This is Quantum Spirituality, where the physical and the spiritual meet, and it's how we're consciously creating a life in love in that space. So I'm the guide here. I'm Jane Ritz, and I'm coming at you, to you, here in Costa Rica. So you may hear sounds and background sounds because this is where I live right now. And I wanted to share something that I have the intention of what I share to bring forth a deeper sense of clarity and a deeper sense of inspiration to live an embodied life. An embodied life to me is living in coherence with the body, in harmony with the body as divinity. So that's my intention. The lighting is very interesting today. We are a couple days away from the solar eclipse on April 8th, and the weather has been very interesting here. So the fact that it's the time that it is right now and the sun isn't blaring, I'm excited. I'm really grateful for this. And it's like oddly cloudy. I'm welcoming it though. Like I'm welcoming it. Very grateful. So, what I wanted to share today is this embodied life. Did you see that a little fly or something? Is this embodied life? And something has come through recently for me that has landed in a really different and deeper way than it ever has before. So, I historically have been very creative. I am very similar to if you looked at the characters of Shiva and Vishnu and Brahma. I am more Brahma. And I am all of that. We are all of that. So Brahma is the creator. I'm the one that's like, well, what else can we do? What else can we create? How else can we do this? Like, how else can we play this game? Like, I have a lot of creative energy. And so that's how I tend to come to life. And I'm really clear that destruction is a part of the creation. You know, I have to clean off the table to put together a puzzle. So that destroying the table setting, you know, move it out of the way, whatever, like that's a part of life. And Vishnu was the preserver. So Shiva was the destroyer. Vishnu is the preserver. Vishnu is the one that's like, I'm just going to hold the space. That's how I see it. Like this energy of whatever is that's ising right now, Vishnu's like, and so it is. It's okay. It's okay that we're moving through creation or that we're moving through death. And we're in this continual dance with all of these energies, these ways of being. We're always in this dance and this movement of destruction, death, as well as creation, birth, as well as just being, preserving. And I had recently gone into a medicine ceremony. And my intention, now, mind you, whenever I go into any medicine ceremony, whatever it is that I'm intending, I get. And so I've learned to be really clear with what I'm asking for because I know is going to be made so. And so it was made. So my intention was to feel all of that. I wanted to feel death and creation. I wanted to feel the isness of the I am and the nothingness of the I am. I wanted to feel everything and nothing all at once. I wanted to feel that. And I've done a lot of work with my body to heal her, to nourish her, to nurture her, to make amends and reparations with her, to strengthen her, like all the things. And I have really sat with my own birth and rebirth process, and I've also sat with my death process. I have sat in not just the energy of death, but I've gone through death processes and as a part of my spiritual path and my own ascension and what I've been called here to do and embody here on the earth plane. And so I've done all of these things, I'll say done, these things in like piecemealed ways, but I had not yet done all of it all at once. And that's what I wanted. And so I did. And in that, I realized on a deeper level what I'm about to share. I realized that we are everything all at once, and we are nothing all at once. And when we start to identify with the things in which we are aligned with, or we resist that in which we are in opposition of, we lose touch with the sensation and awareness that we are all of it at once. So that looks like a coin. It looks like a coin. You know, there are two sides to every coin. There are three sides to every story. There's my side, your side, and then there's the truth. And from that perspective, taking that perspective and applying it to a coin. There are two sides to a coin. Well, there are two sides, but then there's the center. And if both sides are viewed as opposing ends, like a magnet, the face and the tail, right? Positive and the negative, the light, the dark, the up, the down, the left, the right, the hot, the cold, the fire, the water. Anything that is in opposing ends, and opposing meaning two opposite perspectives. When we look at these opposites, these opposing forces, these two sides, it's really easy, and we've been programmed to only look at one side or the other, to choose a side or the other. We aren't taught that it's just a coin and that we can choose the center. And when I sat and thought with this, well, where's the center of a coin? Where is the center of the coin? You know, is it when you go down, shrink it, like, you know, if you're at these edges and you go all the way in, and is it just this like teeny finite point that we call the center? Or is it the whole middle bit, just save for the face? But, you know, you can keep cutting the sides of the face back and you still have nothing but the center left. So a coin is truly just a center with two sides to see. It's not two sides to a coin. It's a coin with two sides to see. So whenever we can choose that center point, then we become a lot more steady. But what does that even look like, to choose that center point? To choose that center point means that we hold both sides, that we hold the opposition. We hold the light, the dark. We hold the up, the down. We hold the life and we hold the death. And in that holding of both opposing sides, then we become nothing but the isness of said coin. That's the medicine in this transmission. This is the medicine that I got from that toad. This is the medicine that I am continuing to remember and ingest and embody in every now moment. That we are this body and we are not this body. That my hands are touching and yet they'll never touch because it's just energy. It's just atoms. It's just light and sound waves. And I just believe that they're touching, but they'll never touch. But my belief keeps them from moving through each other. But they're still a part of the whole that we'll call Jane. So as we move through this life, we continue to experience opposing forces. We are in opposition to that team, or we're in opposition to that political party. Maybe we are in opposition to our partner or to our family or to our community. Maybe we're in opposition to ourselves. Maybe we're in opposition to love. Maybe we're in opposition to death. And we're fighting it because we don't want to. No, I'm going to live. I'm going to live. I'm going to freeze my face and pump it all up. And I'm going to hold on tight to life, forgetting that whatever it is that we resist persists, which means that if I am opposing a side to the wholeness, I become imbalanced. Then, if I am imbalanced, then I'm not feeling the fullness of life. If I'm not feeling the fullness of life, then why am I here? I feel like I came here to live the fullness of life, to feel everything, to see it all, to taste it all, to smell it all, to hear it all. God. But yet, we've been programmed to oppose that in which we've been told is wrong. We've been programmed to oppose that in which we find uncomfortable. What's discomfort? To oppose discomfort is being in opposition of life itself. Because life isn't comfortable. Life isn't always living. Life is dying. That is life. Life is always in the cyclical nature of itself. Consciousness is creating that movement of life and witnessing it. We are the ones that get to consciously witness it. Is the flower consciously witnessing itself growing? I don't know, and I don't think it. I don't think it is. I don't know. I just don't think it is. Does the toad or the frog or the butterfly consciously have the awareness watching itself go through its life? We do. We can narrate our life, right? I am going to the store right now. I am feeling sad. I am crying. Oh, look, my eyes, they're watering. Now I'm making snot. Now I'm going to blow my nose. Wow, my ex-boyfriend, my ex-husband, my ex-best friend. Like we can have all this awareness and all these stories. When I think about a butterfly, a flower, a bird, the river, whatever, nature, is just being itself. And when it's just being itself, we can see it because we have eyeballs and we can do that. Although I know animals have eyes too, not my point. But we can watch the river flow and turn into the sea and turn into a cloud and turn into rain. Like we can watch that. The river can't watch that. The ocean will never see it. Clouds have no clue. But it doesn't mean it's not being it, because it is it. There are no opposing forces, although what it does as it expresses itself creates opposing forces for us to experience. For example, it's raining on your wedding day. Well, that's an opposing force because I don't want it to. You know, it's snowing and you didn't bring your coat. Well, that's now an opposing force. There's a flood, you can't cross the street. That's an opposing force. We are filled with life itself, and we call things an opposing force when it creates what we call a challenge. It's just a redirection. It's just a pause. It's just a new perspective. It's just life living. That's all it is. And we're here to just live that. Nature has all of the answers. Always. Always does. Always has. It is because nature itself, Pachamama, the earth and all of her ways of being, holds the truth of everything. She holds the truth of all of our healing in her nature. Right? So whether it's a medicine that we can take or whatever, or it's the ways of being that she is, the way she cycles and recycles and transmutes, the way she lets up her fiery energy through volcanoes, the way her literal skin will move when we call it earthquakes, like so much, so much. She is a reflection of us, though. We forget that. And we get judgy pants on, and we start judging the opposition to what life is doing. And that could even be ourselves. We could be in opposition to aging, to gaining weight, to losing weight, to wrinkling, to getting gray. Hey, like we do that. We do that. And as soon as we get in opposition to life, back to the coin. As soon as I start focusing on one side of the coin, then I lose sight of the other coin and I lose sight of the wholeness, and I'm not actually fully living in life. I'm just now being a grumble pants, and I don't even realize I'm being a grumble pants because I'm right, because this is causing hardship for myself and others. There shouldn't be that. There shouldn't be that war. I am opposing the war, which is in itself opposition to life. It doesn't mean that I love war. Duh. I don't like killing things for fun. Not my jam. I think life is going to kill itself in its own timelines. I'll witness it. I'll be the doula for that. I'll create something new with the ashes. And as soon as we fight a war, we become a war person. Right? Like if I'm like, I'm going to fight you because you're killing people, so I'm going to hurt you. Goes back to the same thing of like hurt people, only hurt people, hurt people. People that aren't hurting mentally, physically, emotionally do not hurt others because they feel good. I feel good. I'm like, whatever. I see you feeling bad. Like, hey, love you, mean it. Bye. Compassion nugget. So when we oppose anything, we are taking the fullness out of life. And flip the coin. If we align with things, this is where it starts to get into a little bit of a mind fog. Because if we align with things, that means that we innately are in opposition of. For example, I align with peace. I align with peace. Well, then that would mean that I oppose chaos. Although, can I align with peace and chaos? Yes. Y'all, I don't know if you know what these are. I call them dumble butts. There's this, it's a fly here. It's like a fly or a bee. Maybe it's like if a fly and a bee had a baby, but they have these legs that just dangle, and they're like, I'm a big, dumb, slow, buzzing thing. And it will like land on your nose and just fly and land and hover. And it has like no spatial awareness. They crack me up. So like, I'm not going to swat big at them because I don't want to hurt it, but I also don't want it in my face. Anyway, when we align with, say, the good side, we are still choosing then a side. When we choose a side, we're choosing out of wholeness. We're choosing out of oneness. One isn't two. So for me to choose the oneness means that I remember that I am peace and I am chaos. So what do I align with? Yes, I align with both of them. Does human Jane have a preference? Of course, Jane really prefers peace. But if I'm honest, I do also have preference for chaos on occasion because it brings forth change. It gives me something to do. I would be bored if everything were just peace and still all the time. That's why I go to the ocean, because it knocks me down, it thrashes me about. It's nothing but chaos. It's possibly deadly, it's possibly dangerous, but it's also really nourishing and really relaxing. Because the ocean is the isness of itself. It is a form and an expression of the mother. It's a form and expression of life. It's not choosing one side or the other, and it's not opposing itself. It can't oppose itself, but we as humans do. So I share this as a contemplation and consideration to expand your perspective on your own alignments and oppositions. What side do you choose? Why do you choose a side? Do you feel you have to choose a side? What would happen if you didn't choose a side? It's like if you knew how many uh, Super Bowl parties I've been to in my life, I don't do that anymore. You know, where everybody they have a team, right? I never cared. I never cared. And so here I am, like cheering when anyone made a point. I'm not going to bet on teams. I don't care because it's the game that enlivens me. Do you see this? Do you see it? I hope you can see it. It really is. I wish I knew what they were called, but I can feel the breeze of its wings on my hand. It's amazing. Like it literally is like the tiniest little fan whenever it's near me. Which is why when they get in your face, it's a little bit strange because it's like you feel the tiniest little breeze. Oh, it's so interesting. Little dumble butts. Anyway, I'm digressing. Welcome to my life. Costa Rica. But my invitation for all of us, especially as this eclipse is coming up, and any eclipse, any cosmic event, any remembrance that we are one with both aspects, both sides to the story, that we can actually be the truth. You know, and what is the truth? To me, the truth is the I am. The I am is the heart. To me, the heart is infinite potential, where all things, it's source. It's source. It's like the centermost infinite point of absolute nothingness, and it's also the portal of absolute everythingness. It's like boom, and it like it. Oh, like it's even a heart. It's this magic thing that connects all of us. It's consciousness in form. It's not consciousness. It's not form. It's consciousness in form. God, it's love. It's love. It's love. It's love. To me, love is life force energy. It's nameless. We call it love. We call it God. We call it Brahma. We call it whatever. There's no name for it because it's the infinite everything. And to even say that anything is everything, then we must see that everything is also nothing because everything has two sides. Except I am. I guess, unless I am not. But to be I am not makes it not be I am, and I am is. So I am not isn't possible. It, oh, sorry, that was funny. I saw the Dumbler, but at the same time a bird flew. So it was like I had this moment that I thought a bird flew and was like right there, but it was the Dumbler. Anyway, I was going to say something. That totally like got me. I can feel the rain getting ready to come. Like a breeze just came in, but it was like a moist breeze. Little had some more moisture to the air. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Um, it's like atheists. Okay. Now, mind you, I claimed to be atheist for many years because there was no God, there's no white man in the sky, and I was pissed about it. How dare you tell me that there's a God? How dare you tell me that the Bible should be a book anyone should read? How dare you tell me? It was interesting because when I believed that there was absolutely nothing, I was probably the most asshole and in most pain in myself. That's interesting. But my point is that to say that there is nothing, to believe that there is nothing, by default claims that there is also everything in something. I know, Dumbler. I know. Does that make sense? That there is, for me to even say There's nothing. I have the word. The word just got spoken. I can say that I am nothing, but I can hear me and I can feel me. So how can I be nothing? And it's when we remember that we are everything, then we also see that we are nothing. It's the only way to reconcile consciousness in form. It's the only way to reconcile form and consciousness. It's infinite, it's finite, it is. Everything just is. So I share this also so that we can continue to remember that. So as we see life unfold outside of us, whether it's death and destruction, dismemberment and pain and suffering, or if it's birth and celebration and prosperity and unity, that we can see it with this heart of the I am and seeing that I am all of that. Someone reflected to me today that I am like sunshine in the wind and I'm a weirdo. Both of which I'm like, that resonates. But they were saying that they were reflecting a lot of beauty that they were seeing in me and feeling from me. And I reminded them that they couldn't see that in me if it were not in them. I can't see how beautiful and kind you are, how generous you are, how funny you are, if it's not in me. It's like a quantum math equation that won't add up. I can only see in you what I am in me. We are everything. So bet if we choose to see someone and say they're evil, they're demonic, they're an asshole, bet we can only see that in them because we are that too. And I remember so much in my life when I would look at people and I would have my judgy pants on and I would be like, they're awful, they're mean, they're this, they're wrong, whatevs. It's because I was that. I just didn't want to see that shit in myself. So I was just blaming them. You see that shit with people that are like narcissists. I'm not talking about the people that are labeled narcissists. I'm talking about the people that won't shut up about narcissists. They blame the narcissist for everything. Their parents were a narcissist. Their ex was a narcissist. Everybody around me was a narcissist. And that's why my life is awful. And I'm a victim of their narcissism. I'm a victim of their gaslighting. I'm a victim of blah, 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 blah. And it's like, wow. So this person speaking all that about this other person, pointing a finger, calling them a name, will say narcissist, is in fact that. And so how do I deal with this? When I see people being an asshole, like I had a conversation with a woman, she totally had her anger management fail and was just like ranting at me, yelling at me in public. And I started laughing at her because I realized like that's me. Like I see her anger. I saw her like just vitriol nature. I saw her pain and her suffering. And I saw her inability to handle it. And I thought it was funny because I know that's in me. I don't like, I feel like I'll say healed it or I've worked through it, I've transmuted it, I've reprogrammed it, I've faced it, I've loved it, like whatever. But it's been in me. And because we are timeless, infinite beings in a series of nows, it's still just this one eternal now. I was watching this woman have her like meltdown unhinged after she just shaved her head because like she losing it. Like I'm watching her. I'm like, you are me. Oh my God, I am you. Oh, I've loved that part of me, and she hasn't found that yet. Oh, she hasn't found the other side of the coin, and she hasn't found her whole coin yet. She forgot she's the whole coin. She forgot she's as much love as she is. And that's okay. Her timeline, not mine. But it's all the timelines playing out at once. So that's why I share this, because it's like to consciously create this life in love where the physical and spiritual meets, like, well, how do I do this? We gonna see this shit play out. We're gonna be the ones that act a fool. We are. People gonna let us down. We gonna get mad. We're gonna let other people down. We're gonna let ourselves down. We gonna get mad at ourselves. Welcome to human in the game of life. You know, like it just is. So in that, like recognizing that in which I don't like is just as likable. So can I like what I don't like? Can I like me not liking it? Can I start liking what it is I don't like? Can I learn to like war? That's been my work. How can I love war? How can I love pain and suffering? For me, I have such a trust and faith in knowing, like no other, that it leads to growth and unity. You put shit in a garden, it's going to grow beautiful stuff that you're going to eat. I'm not going to hate the shit. I might hate if I get shit on my shoe, but do I hate my shoe? Do I hate me? Do I hate my foot? Do I hate the shit? Do I hate the animal that shat? No. I just like, man, I just stepped in poop. Dang, man, that sucks. It's stinky. But if I can laugh at it, then I'm not adding to the unnecessary shit. Or I allow my shit to become fertilizer and not just some stank in the world. So that's my invitation as we navigate this life. Remember, there are two sides to everything, and there is the truth. The truth is that the I am is all of that. And what are you? Who are you? You are the I am. I am the I am. I am that I am. I am that. That is me. I am. Hey, you too. So this is quantum spirituality. This is my sermon. I love to offer this sermon with cacao in groups and get this energy, this vortex, like amplified and expanded, and a way to grow together and to foster intentional, loving life experiences so we can handle all the crap, all the death, all the pain. Eventually, we transmute it, we become a higher frequency human, a higher consciousness human together, of all ages, of all backgrounds, different beliefs. It's perfect. It's great. It's the reality that I am in, that I am sharing this to propagate and to nurture and to sow, so that everyone can live their life, create their life, give their offerings, be of service, whatever that looks like, so that you can live your dream, whatever that dream is. Have that business, have that family, have that life, have that yacht, invite me along. So I'm getting ready to go on a US tour to share the medicine of cacao and to share these quantum sermons and activations. And I include breath work, movement, and a meditation. The meditation is an energy clearing and it's a journey. And I use cacao to support me, to give her codes, her wisdom, her physical medicine. She and I work really well together. So I'll be going from the East Coast to the West Coast. And I'll be spending some time in Utah and New Mexico, at least. So if you are in between the East Coast and the West Coast, and you would like for me to come to your area, your community, whether it's your art community, your dance community, your spiritual community, your church community, your family, your tribe, to bring forth more unity, more grace, more love, more connection, because it's already there. It's already there. I just come in person and I hold these codes and these transmissions and I share them in a way that amplifies that for you. So if you're between these coasts and you'd like some of this, send me an email. If you want to work with me one-on-one, privately, be prepared. It's a journey of the heart, and you will clear out a lot of crap, and you will begin to have the opportunity to live in an up-leveled version of your life, the life that you're here to live anyway. I'm just going to guide you through that. May feel like a shove, but it's a loving shove. It's like being pushed on a swing. You really want it. Just get you higher. I'm like that. So go to janetheguide.com, learn more, and email me if you want something, need something. And until then, take care of yourselves and each other. And above all else, remember that you are truth, you are the I am, and you are loved. So I will see you on another now. Take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time. Ciao.